Decision making is a part of the issue of assertiveness. We always think about assertiveness and how assertiveness you can be with other people, but you have to be assertive with yourself and make personal decisions.
Where will you be in your business, in your life in 36 months? Not because you hope, because you decide. Everyone in this room knows how to create. You're not a manager of your life, you're a creator of your life, or you wouldn't be in this room. How do you create your life? You get hungry for something, don't you? Who has done something in your life that once seemed difficult or impossible, and now it's part of your life? How did you do it? You created it 3 ways. Number 1, you decided there's something you wanted so bad that you unleashed all your desire. You became obsessed with it. If there's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it, you brought so much emotion to it that now it's in your life. It was once a dream, it was once a goal, and now it's in your life. It may have seemed impossible at one time, so how did you do it? You started with a concrete vision of what you wanted, and you focused on it continuously, didn't you? Wherever focus goes, energy flows. You envisioned something, you got clear about it, and then you started thinking about all the reasons why you wanted it. You got excited about it. Said, this is what's next for me now. Decision making is the power. Now, there's 3 decisions you're making every moment of your life and of your business. But the first decision you're making every moment of your life that affects your life and business is, what are you going to focus on? Because whatever you focus on, you're going to feel. Some people focus on what they can't control every day. Can you predict, if you're focusing every day on what you can't control, how you're going to feel about your life or your business? You're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be frustrated.
Failure is a part of the learning process, right? What's the risk of failure? What, you'll be embarrassed, or risk of failure? How do you distinguish failure from learning?
To get past it, you gotta go through it.
Failure implies that it stopped, that the game stops, right? If it's part of you're failing and then you learn, then that learning is part of the moving forward.
To get past your failure, that failure in your life, you got to go through it. You can't go around your failure. You can't go over your failure. You can't go under your failure. You can't ignore your failure. You need to grieve the failure. You need to feel the pain. Now, we don't like feeling bad, but grief is a good thing. Grief is the way we get through the failure, and grief is the way we learn the lessons. When you stuff your emotions, when you swallow your emotions, your stomach keeps score. It's kind of like, what if you took a can of Coke and you shook it up for a long time and then you put it in the freezer? What's going to happen to it? It's going to explode eventually. It's going to come out sideways. And this happens in your life when you don't deal with your emotions properly. You don't minimize it. You don't rush to feel better. To get past your failure, you've got to go through the failure.
That is what the process is like. Fail, learn, move forward, and constantly do that.
So often, we want to just, when we fail, we want to just forget it, push it aside, stuff our emotions, and then immediately go to the next thing.
When you have a desire to do something, The first thing you ought to recognize is most of the desires come from animalistic traits. So the first thing you should do is think as to why you should not do it.
I want this. You may have dreamed about it, thought about it, talked about it. But when you focus on something continuously, something magical happens. You get insights, don't you? You overhear a conversation and you hear something you wouldn't have heard if you didn't have that outcome or goal that you wanted so badly. Decision making is the force that shapes destiny, personal, corporate, business destiny.
Our decisions are good or bad determined by how we made them, not what the consequences were.
How many of you can think of decisions that you made years ago, 1 or 2 decisions, 5, 10, 15 years ago? That decision, you may not have realized it at the time, but that decision was one of the most important decisions of your life. If you'd made a different decision there, you'd gone a different direction, your life would be completely different today. Some people make a decision and then they focus on the decision about how it didn't work out versus what they learned. Most people don't have the guts to make the tough decisions because they want to make the right decision, so they make no decision. And that's a decision.
You want to know why most people can never get anywhere in life? Why most people never live, never experience, never build, never do anything worthwhile in life? You know why? Because most people's egos are so inflated and so fragile that they won't allow people to see them be bad at something. You've never done something before. You expect yourself to be awesome at it. You haven't done the work. You haven't put in the time. You haven't put in the study hours. You haven't had the experience, but you expect to be good. And because you expect to be good, but you know you're not going to be good, you don't do anything. People are going to laugh at you. People are going to point at you. People are going to make fun of you. But if you understand that losing and getting laughed at and all these things, and you understand how to use those things to improve and get better, you're going to have the last laugh.
We have this habit of getting comfortable in our routines and patterns, and then it gets difficult to get out of that.
There's got to be those days you push through. They're probably going to be more numerous than the days you don't.
And I think that's something to be mindful of as well. Try to imagine your life when you make that easy choice next time. What is that going to do? Is that going to keep you away from your dreams? Are you going to regret that later? You know, a lot of opportunities appear only once in life, and you skip that taking the easy choice, they're probably gone forever.
You can dream of the kind of life you want. You can dream of the kind of change you want. You can dream of the kind of future you want, but until you wake up and begin to plan to get there, it will only be a dream.
If you don't get up and actually do something, do anything, those positive emotions will never have the opportunity to follow those actions. You'll just be stuck in a lazy, demotivated hole for as long as you choose to be.
And so the benefit of discipline in my eyes has always been that through discipline, I get things done.
You told us that you was about to start working out. You told us that you was going to start a business. But when are you going to do that?
The skill set only works if you have that mindset. It can be taught, it can be learned, but you have to take the necessary steps. If you're good at something, you can be great at it. If you're great at something, you can be unstoppable at it. There's always a next level. Don't let anybody tell you that it cannot be learned and it cannot be taught. It can be, and Relentless teaches you how.
When you think about why you're not getting where you want to go, why you aren't doing the things you want to do, why you aren't making the money that you make, I promise you, a big part of that is because you're not doing the personal development homework. If you're doing that, you're making a commitment to that, you're doing it every fucking day, you will get better. And when you get better, you get paid more. When you get paid more, you're encouraged to do more of what got you paid more. So start the cycle. Push the fucking ball down the hill and let it get rolling. Read your 10 fucking pages, guys. Do what you got to do, because here's the deal. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to fucking do it, and they're going to be the person that you're working for.